In this video, I'll show you how to use the diamond gridding technique. So, the gridding technique is a technique used to make smaller images into larger images, kind of to enlarge them, and how to use references to draw. And the references that you use are these little grid lines that we can see on top of it. What's nice about the gridding technique is that all you have to do is make the grid larger so that you can use the same references on a larger scale. And particularly why I use the diamond technique is because it scales up easily, unlike the square technique where you actually have to do a little bit more measuring. So the diamond technique, it is a simple technique where the idea is you can find the center of any rectangle or square by drawing an X across it. So all I have to do is just kind of like eyeball from corner to corner and try to get this as accurately as I can. If you need to redraw, that's okay. But I'll get an X drawn from corner to corner, just like I've drawn on my smaller version. And we can see now we've found the center. What's nice about that center is that center line I can use to find the center from top to bottom and from left to right. Now that I've divided it, I have 4 sections. Those sections are now just smaller squares. And so what I would do is I would continue dividing those like I did on this smaller section. So over here, I already have from one corner to the next corner it drawn. So I'll draw from this corner to that corner to find the center. And I'm going to continue drawing it on each of these just because I know where I'm going with these. And I want to subdivide all of this one more time, just like I have drawn in my little drawing. And so now that I have these subdivided, I can kind of draw across to make that, to get that half. And it should go straight through the center of here. I'm drawing a little bit quick and a little bit wiggly. The more accurate you can be, the better. But that will allow us to get lots of small reference points. I'll try to even out some of these. And so now I have the same kind of reference points that I've put on here. And if I were drawing this normally, you would usually want to draw that those subdivisions on the small one, and then use those subdivisions to figure out how many subdivisions you need on this larger one. Now, what's nice about this method is that you can always divide it even more. Where I think I want to start is I want to start kind of on, I don't know, I think I'm going to start here on like the head. But this looks like it goes about halfway, but I don't have to guess at that. I can draw even more subdivisions on my smaller one. So let's see, from corner to corner. I got a little bit out of shape, but that's okay. So I can kind of see where that is. And if I want to, I can divide this up even more. I got a little bit wiggly. There we go. I can see that this the top of the bird's head is just below middle. And I don't really need to do anything more on the top, but maybe I want even more information with the head. Maybe I want to know where this portion is and where this portion intersects. So I'll draw a couple more smaller intersections. And now I can see this actually intersects directly at the center. And there's tons of information here on the eye. So I think I want to subdivide this section out a little bit more so I can get more information. And if I want to divide those even more, I can. But I think that's enough to use. So now that I've subdivided that, I'll do the same over here. I know that it's in the second section. And the more accurate that you can do this, the better. That way things don't move around so much, because remember, this is helping us to enlarge it. But if we get it mostly there, about 90%, then it will probably be good. So now that I have a lot of sections, all I have to do is look and see where things intersect. So I know the top of the head is just a little bit below, and then it scooches down. There's kind of like a bump that that's a little on this portion right here of where it's a kind of a diagonal. And this is going to curve around and come to the middle point right here. So by using those references, it makes it a lot easier to see where things are. And at that middle point, there's a couple of like little stray hairs. I can see if I look at the eye, it's kind of zigzags a little bit across. And it's going to curve kind of along this angle, but it won't touch the middle section. I know it goes just beyond the middle sections right there. And so this is a simple process used to copy things and to make them a little bit larger. And you don't have to always subdivide a whole bunch. Just as much as is helpful for you to be able to accurately see where every piece goes. And I don't have to work all in the same section. If I get a little bit bored or if I need a little bit more help, I need a little break from a section, I can jump to a different section to start filling that out. Because all it is looking at the references in our small drawings and using similar reference points in our large drawing to make those larger. So I'm going to speed up the video here so you don't have to watch me copy this very slowly. So now that we have like the full bird drawn, the last part of working with the gridding method is removing the grid so that we just have the enlarged image. So you're going to go through and erase all the gridding lines that you put on there. So it's a good idea to, draw your grid light and then clean up any parts that are a little bit messy. Again, I'll fast forward this so you don't have to watch me do this slowly, but make sure that you take your time and erase everything that's not needed. Now that you have the grid erased, take a little bit of time to clean up the drawing a little bit more and catch any things that you have maybe missing, such as I forgot to get like some of these little markings near the bottom of the beak.